Hey YouTube, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing great out there. As you can see from the title up above or down below, it is my January 2012 niche fragrance haul. Yes, the first niche haul of the new year. This one is outstanding. I outdid myself, out-budgeted myself. I don't even have a budget anymore for fragrances. This haul, I got 20 to 25 niche fragrances staring at me right now. They're getting ready to be sniffed. I hope you guys are ready. I know a lot of you have been really patient waiting for this video. We're almost at the end of January. What have I been doing with my time? There's a lot of these fragrances right now. I blind bought them. I'll be honest with you guys. There was hype on YouTube. There's hype on these Facebook groups that we have. There's hype on Base Notes, Fragrantica, you name it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to sniff these suckers. I'm going to blind buy them, and I'm going to let you guys know what I think about them. I'm going to name drop right now. Pure Distance M. I got two Nasamados I blind bought. We got Duro. We got Pardon. I got the newest Creed Royal Oud. I'm going to be checking that one out. And then there's fragrances in this haul that I've been dying to let the YouTube community know about. There's a lot of these fragrances. It's going to be their first mention on YouTube, first mention on the Facebook groups. I'm going to get everybody going with these new fragrances that I've been wanting to let you guys know for years now. I've had some of these fragrances, I've had samples for over 2-3 years, and I've been wanting to get bottles, and I finally got them. I told you I broke the bank on this one. It's crazy. So let's get this ball started. I'm gonna put a chokehold on your wallet. Let's go. Alright guys, let's get this ball rolling. Let's start sniffing some fragrances. Now first and foremost, to all my new subscribers out there that have not seen any of my niche hauls before, quick rundown for you guys. What I do is I go through bottle to bottle to bottle. I'm going to give you a quick background on it, how it came about, finding this fragrance or how I got interested in this fragrance, where I purchased it perhaps. I'm going to do a quick first impression. I'm going to sniff it. I got the pink ones for the girly smelling fragrances that I think are going to be more girly, and then I got my green and blue for the ones that put hair on your chest. And that's my first impression. I spray it on there, I sniff it, and I'm good to go. I'll let you guys know if I've had samples of these fragrances before. Some of them I actually had samples for years, and then the ones that are blind buys. Blind buy, in a nutshell, is a fragrance that you have not smelled before. You're going to purchase it either in store or online. You bring it home, you unbox it, and it's your first impression. And I mean first impression. I do not, finger wag, do not recommend blind buying niche. I am just a crazy person. Don't follow what I do. Let's get to sniffing. Let's start off this haul with a Montal. Now this is not my first Montal fragrance at any means. This is probably my 5th or 6th here. This is Chypre Vanille. This is one of the small guys, the familiar Montal sound here. This one is from a fragrance haul that I did with my man Miguel. Shout out to him, Hirozuka. And this one was just a throw-in. I wasn't really interested in this fragrance, but I wanted to buy the whole thing, and I said, you know what? I'll purchase this one from you. I wasn't really interested in it, and that's why it's the first one in the haul. It's probably the least interesting. My niche hauls, by the way, if you haven't seen any, most of these niche hauls are going to be positive feedback. You've seen a lot of my designer ones. I don't mind blind buying, purchasing designer fragrances. Good, bad, I don't even care. You know, if it's a horrible fragrance, it's 50 bucks. It's gonna make an entertaining review. Niche, on the other hand, I've done it before, and getting burned for $200-300 in a bottle, not wanting to use it at all, it hurts. So my niche hauls are going to be mostly positive feedback, and that's why this one's probably going to get, you never know, this one's crazy because I don't really know much about it. But this niche haul, mostly positive. There's a lot of these that are 10 out of 10s, I can tell already. So let's get back to Montal's Chypre Vanille. Again, this one not really, you know, I didn't do any research on it. This one's going to go pink, and this is just a throw-in from that Miguel deal. So no real background. I'm going to give you guys my first impression on this guy. Let's put the stopper back on. Nice gold bottle. And Montal Chypre Vanille. Okay, this one hits you with a cloud of amber, vanilla, roses, and I really picked this color well. It is definitely mostly feminine. Amber, roses, vanilla. It almost feels like a white oud. if you've seen my review on White Oud by Montal, take out the oud, add some vanilla, a lot of roses, a little bit of amber. There's nothing masculine here. There's no woods, there's no spice, there's nothing. I'm not a big fan of it. This is overly feminine, almost to a floral end. So very, very not up my alley. It's gonna make an interesting review. Next, again, another bottle from that Miguel haul that I did. This one is a deep tick fragrance. This is my second one behind Philosykos. This is Eau Duel. I've smelt this before. I've had a sample of this fragrance, and I was really interested in this fragrance. I was going to purchase this. There's a few deep ticks that I want. This was one of them, and he had a good price, right? A used deep tick fragrance isn't going to be that pricey. So Eau Duel, this is a vanilla-based fragrance, by the way. I can smell it already. It's a boozy vanilla. I can smell it right off the paper, and this thing is drenched with one spray. So a good sprayer on this guy. Yeah, boozy vanilla. There's some spice. It does really remind me of the vanilla in the Artisan line, like a boozy vanilla. Very smooth and not in your face, to be honest with you. Like, now that it's dried down, it's really subtle, and I really don't think this is going to be like a huge vanilla blast. I really think this is going to be really more of a fall fragrance because it's not really in my face on this paper. And again, this is a quick first impression, guys, so you never know what you're going to get in the full review from me after a year of testing. So definitely Eau Duel, a nice smell though, very, very nice. Not a different vanilla by any means, but a well done vanilla. Next is from the House of Amouage, and this is definitely a keeper. I got this one at duty free. This is Epic Man. This guy I've been wanting for, let's say two years, I think. I've been wanting this, yeah, since 2010-ish, we'll say, when I was getting into my Amouage stuff. I always see it at duty free. In 2010 I got Memoir Man instead of this one because it was a new release. I was super excited. I wanted to get it on my channel. And then the year after that was Honor Man's turn in a white bottle. I can't say no to a white bottle. So Epic Man had to go in the background. But finally this year I went to Dubai and I was like, Epic Man is going to get purchased, and it did. And this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I've worn it a few times on my skin, and it's exactly what I want from a fragrance like this. Very great incense, and Amouage does incense like no other. I'm going to tell you right now, their fragrance sense is crazy. There's a little pinch of oud in here. There's some spice. There's a lot of woods in here. It's very heavy. It's a winter-based fragrance. I would only wear this in the winter. I think it's well balanced. It's gorgeous, and it's what I want from a winter fragrance. It is a heavy hitter, and I'm paying heavy money for that fragrance, so I know what I'm getting from it. Amouage, you can't go wrong with this one. Epic Man is definitely named correctly. It is an epic juice. Let's go to the next, and this one is going to be from the House of Guerlain. And we all know Guerlain is niche, designer, whatever. This is from their exclusive line. This is Iris Ganache. Hey guys, I just wanted to do a small introduction before we start off with this video. I just wanted to remind everybody, if you are watching this, hopefully watch part 1 of this haul. I sniffed out 3 fragrances and of course the big introduction. The 3 fragrances, of course the big winner was Amouage Epic Man. I was really impressed with that fragrance. That one's a winner for sure. That's going to be at least a 9 or a 10 in my review when I review that one. And the big loser, of course, was the Montal fragrance. So in this video we're going to be tackling these 4 beautiful fragrances. We'll see which one I think is the best. Let's get going. Let's do this. Alright, Guerlain's Iris Ganache. Well, this one, I'll tell you right now, this is from my Miguel bulk buy that I got. This is another one of those. This is a blind buy. I've never smelt this before. This is from the their upscale L'Or et la Matière line. This is actually my second one. Technically my third one. Spiritueuse Double Vanille is now in L'Or et la Matière line. So this is my third one from that line. I am going to get Cuir Beluga in the near future. In this one I cheated a little bit. I actually smelt it when I got home. I really wanted to see what I was going to get from this one. I'm using pink on this one because this is classified, I believe, as a feminine. This definitely can be unisex. Iris can go both ways. All you Iris lovers out there, listen up. This one's a good one. Very powdery, upscale, white fragrance. I really can picture a guy, you know, like a nice clean-cut guy with a nice white shirt going to an upscale event, maybe even a tux. It's a high-class Iris for all the Iris lovers out there. If you really like your Iris fragrances, this one's a high-class version of it. This is the one that you're going to be wearing in the special moments. Even this would be a really good wedding day scent. Very upscale. It really reminds me, when I'm sniffing it, really creamy, milky, how can I describe it? It's really smooth like silk. That's all I can say. Very upscale Iris fragrance, really well done by Guerlain. Always a pleasure smelling those fragrances. Next is from the Tom Ford Private line. Now this is probably bottle number 6 or 7 in my collection from the Private Blend. I'm just snatching up those Private Blends like crazy. These are great fragrances. This one is highly recommended. Actually getting a little bit of hype right now on the Facebook groups. This is Tuscan Leather, the leather-based fragrance, and you're going to see a lot of leather-based fragrances in this haul. I absolutely love my leather-based fragrances. This one I came about, this is also a blind buy from that Miguel haul, as I was talking about. This one is definitely a blue paper. This is going to be manly. As Tom Ford usually does with his leather-based or tobacco-based fragrances. So let's take a sniff at this guy. And this is nice, guys. This is a smoky leather. There's almost a mix. I can smell like a mix of tobacco and leather in here. I know there's leather in it because it says it. But I can smell also a hint of smokiness, almost like tobacco-ish. So smoky that, you know, it could be a smoky leather, but I'm going to say there's a mix of tobacco and leather in here. There's also like a raspberry or fruity note in here. You really need to search for it. But it's in there. There's some sort of fruitness in here. It really does smell like a brand new Italian high-class shoe, leather shoe. You know, when you go to those places like Armani or Prada or something like that, and they got those nice leather shoes out, that's what it smells like. There's like a smokiness to the leather that almost reminds me of tobacco. So tobacco-ish leather with a little pinch of raspberry in there. Really nice. I think this one is actually going to last on my skin because it was jumping off that paper like crazy. And I know those Private Blends, when they do them right, Tobacco Veni, they last. And Tuscan Leather might be one of those. Let's get to the next one. Let's take out a few other bottles here. They're kind of out of reach, so I'm going to bring them out 3 or 4 at a time here. Let's take a look at the next one. This is from, of course, my New York haul. This is from Hermes. This is Vetiver Tonka. This is for Mr. Dan the Man. Now, I've had a sample of this before. I've smelt it before. I even smelt it in the Hermes boutique before purchasing it. This is absolutely Elena at its finest. I gotta say right now, and I only have good things to say about this fragrance. This has been long due on my channel that I had to purchase this fragrance. They're hard to get to Canada. I don't know why, but I've had a real hard time. I've been wanting that bottle for a few years now. And all I get from Vetiver Tonka in the introduction is really a sweet, nutty vetiver. That's all it is. It's very deep, but a well done vetiver. Almost gourmandish. Like, I've never smelt this before like this. Elena is a master at what he does, and this is a well done vetiver, guys. And we know, you guys know, you follow my channel and you know that vetiver isn't my favorite note in a fragrance, but this is so well done by Elena. Well done. I really highly recommend that you get your nose on Vetiver Tonka. Good one. Alright, next we're going to tackle the House of Creed. This is one of their oldies, but I hear it's a goodie. And this is again a fragrance that I purchased in New York at the Creed boutique. This is Acier Aluminum. This thing was released, I think, in the mid-70s. This one gets a lot of love on base notes, and I'm really excited about delving in the Creed house in their older fragrances. And this is the first one that I've purchased that's really that old. So Acier d'Aluminum, I hear this one is very unique, but I hear some people saying that it smells dated too. So let's give a sniff to this one and see what I get from Acier d'Aluminum. And I can smell already that this does smell a little dated to me. I can smell it off the paper. And this one is strange. It's very different. There's like a banana sweetness to it, like definitely banana. And I was saying that to, I think it was Lewis. He was there when I was purchasing it. And I was like, it smells like banana. With a metallic tinge to it though. It's strange, and you can tell that it's an older creed. Like you can tell that's an older fragrance that was made in the 70s or even 60s. It smells dated almost. And I think with a little bit more wearing, I really think that this one is going to be actually impressive. I'll probably give it a really good mark, but for now, I can tell that if some people smell this right off the bat, they're gonna think A, dated, or they're gonna think B, very strange. But I think I like strange. I like different. And this one's alright, I'll say. Acier d'Aluminum, not bad. Hey guys, this is just a small introduction to my part 3 haul video. If you haven't had time to check out part 2 and part 1, I'm going to put a link actually down below this video so you can check those out before viewing this video. In this video, of course, I'm going to be sniffing out these guys. There's a lot of leather-based and tobacco-based fragrances, some real jewels. My scent of the day today is actually this one right here, Mona di Orio's Cuir, and I'm going to let you guys know what I think about this fragrance in this video. So let's check it out and see what I think of these fragrances. Alright guys, next one is from the house of Serge Lutens, and this is probably bottle number 8 or 9 for me from that house. And this is one that's getting a lot of love on our Facebook groups, and this is Fumerie Turque. And this one, I actually had countless samples on this fragrance. I was really interested in it a few years back. I think I did a video about it. I actually did 2 videos. On one sample I did a video and I said, oh, it's a little different, it's a little crazy, probably not for me. And then I just did a recent one, I believe the last time I was home, and I gave it a glaring review and I wanted a bottle. I want to thank my man, fellow reviewer Atta, for basically letting me know about Fumerie Turque. Well, not letting me know, but basically getting me excited about the fragrance again. And definitely he played a big part of me purchasing a full bottle of this fragrance. And again, I've smelled this before, and it's definitely different. This is not something I would recommend for anybody to blind buy. This is sweet honey tobacco. Almost has an ashtray smell when you first smell it. The tobacco really feels like just an ashtray. You know, you've been smoking a huge cigar and there's an ashtray and the cigar's just sitting in the ashtray. It's very unique, different. I can tell it's quality from the house. It's definitely not for everyone. I think this is more of a fragrance for somebody that's really into challenging dark fragrances like myself that love tobacco, leather-based fragrances. Not for everybody. This one I've learned to appreciate. I don't think I'm going to be wearing it a lot, but I really like sniffing this from time to time. Definitely different. Not a safe blind buy. Next is from the house of actually Adori, and this one is called Tobacco. Now this one I've had a sample for a few years, or perhaps a year and a half or so. I've been wanting to purchase this fragrance for a long time, and I've been wanting to do a review on YouTube, and finally, these aren't cheap, guys. I think this bottle was like $200 on Lucky Scent. They don't come cheap, so that's the reason why I haven't purchased it. I usually find better ways to spend my money, but Tobacco, finally purchased it. I wanted to let you guys know a little bit more about it on YouTube. And this fragrance, again, a tobacco-based fragrance, just like Fumerie Turque. It does have a honeyed feeling to it also, just like Fumerie Turque, like a sweet honeyed, but it's like a wet tobacco. If you have this fragrance, smell it. It smells like a wet tobacco feeling. Very nice. Much easier to love than Fumerie Turque. Of course, it's not off the deep end like Fumerie Turque is. It has some floral, airy freshness to it off the bat, hitting the background. It's sweet, it's beautiful, it's well blended, it's complex, and this again, I think it'd be for somebody that really does like their darker fragrances, tobacco, the leathers. This one is again for somebody that's interested in those fragrances. For me, this is heaven. This is a bottle that I'm going to be wearing a lot. Definitely in the winter, it's going to be doing very, very well in the winter. All right, let's go back to some leather-based fragrances here. This is from the House of Parfum d'Empire, Cuir Ottoman, and this one is a blind buy. This fragrance I've heard a lot about. This line, this one was Zamba. There's a whole bunch that I really want from this line, and Cuir Ottoman was the first one that I wanted. Of course, because it's a leather-based fragrance. I hear it's one of the best ones, and for the price, you can't go wrong. This is a really solid fragrance. Now let's smell this one and see what I get from it. And right off the bat, there's leather in here, but it's toned down. This is a subtle leather, like it's not in your face. Like Tuscan leather is like in your face. This is nice. It's a leathered iris, I would say. I don't know if there's iris in here. There's got to be iris in here. Think Ziaram, if you like Ziaram, and just a huge blast of leather up top to man it up a little bit, basically. So if you're a fan of Ziaram and you really wanted something to man it up a little bit, I think this is a winner. Subtle. I don't think it's going to jump off your skin. I really think that if you're a Ziaram or Ziaram Intense fan, this is almost like in the middle of those two. Right in the middle. I really like this. This is definitely, there's got to be iris in here. I got to double check that. Iris and leather. Really nice. Alright, let's get some more bottles near me here. Let's get 3-4 more here. Alright, next, another one from my NYC trip. This is from the House of Frédéric Malle. This is Jean-Claude Elena. This is L'Eau d'Hiver, and this one I've been wanting to get for a long while. I've only had one sample of this fragrance. I'm going to go pink on this guy. I'm going to go pink. And I've had one sample of this. I think when I first bought Musc Ravageur, I got a sample of this, and then I never smelt it again. I finished the sample, it was done. This one, almost on the edge of being a feminine fragrance. Yeah, powdery, floral, a little bit of woods, a little tinge of citrus in here. Strong iris note in there. A little bit of almond. Really interesting. Probably more feminine than masculine, to be honest with you. You know, a lot of guys that are scared of the unisex fragrances don't even sniff this. Very light, soft. It's a white fragrance. It really reminds me of like a fluffy cloud. Very well done by Elena. Like, it's not so light that you can't smell it. You know, some Elena fragrances, some people are gonna be like, it's light, it's gone. This is just staying around. Nice iris note, a little bit of almond, a little bit of wood, citrus, powdery, nice, light, well done by Mr. Elena. You can't go wrong with L'Eau d'Hiver. That's my third Frédéric Malle fragrance. I gotta get another one. Next is from a house that I really wanted to introduce to the YouTube community. I had a sample, I think when I first started the niche thing, like first started, and this is from the house of Mona Di Orio. You know, I just want to say, you know, rest in peace to her. She just passed away, and it's a sad loss to the fragrance community. And I'm really upset that I haven't purchased more of her fragrances, because I've smelt a few and I really enjoyed them. But this was my introduction to her a few years back, and I finally got a bottle, and this is Cuir. This is the leather-based fragrance. This thing is bonkers. Craziness. This thing is, yeah, one of the better leather-based fragrances that I've smelt in a long while. She's a crazy nose, guys. I can't wait to introduce more fragrances to my channel from her. This line is absolutely crazy. They're pricey, I'll tell you that, but they are worth it. This one, very dry leather. There's an animalistic feel to it. Almost like a leather coat with some fur. Picture that. It's animalistic, definitely. You got some woods in here. I think I detect some pine. Earthy. There's some earthiness in here. I think I think Dan likes this. There's like an earthy feel to it, and I'm sure he would like this. It's well done, it's complex, it's one of the best leather-based fragrances out there. It's not just leather, there's a lot going on. It's dark, it's going to be good for winter and fall, and definitely gives you different heads, right? It's got the earthiness, it's got the animalistic feel to it, it's got the leather. Very, very nice by Mono di Orio. Next is fragrance. It's my first from this house. This was a blind buy. This was actually a member of my fragrance group that led me onto this one, and this is a gourmand fragrance. This is Sucre d'Ébène, and this is of course from 8e Art. A very, very interesting fragrance, I'll tell you guys right now. Let's get a sniff on this guy. This guy is absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend this fragrance. Sprayer, not too great on this one. I had to do 2 sprays to get the full effect here. But let's sniff this guy, and I'm going to let you guys know what I think about it. Now, right off the bat on the piece of paper, it smells like a candy gourmand, like people that are going to be interested in Roca Man, something like that, like New Harlem's. Caramelized sugar, think Givenchy pie. There's some woods in the background, so it's giving it a little bit of depth. But it's very, very heavy on the sweetness on this one. A very nice gourmand though, but you need to love sweet scents, to be honest with you. And this introduction is very much in your face, very sweet. So something different, but something well done, and I really, really like that one, and I can't wait to delve into that one. Hey guys, welcome to part 4 of my niche fragrance haul for January 2012. If you haven't seen the first 3 parts, I'll put a link down below so you can check out those videos if you haven't taken a look at those. This is number 4 of a 5-part series. There's going to be another video after this, and it's getting a little more interesting. It's getting a little more heated now. This video is going to include some fragrances that I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for me to sniff. Creed Royal Oud, a couple Nasamatos here, and there's a couple of my favorites here that I got in NYC. So let's get the ball rolling and let's sniff these guys right here. Alright guys, let's start off this video with one of my purchases from New York City. Actually, this one right here is my favorite purchase from that New York City haul. By far, by a huge landslide. This fragrance, I was actually planning on purchasing this one. I was actually thinking of purchasing another from this brand called Petroleum. Now, on the name alone, Petroleum really got me going. I was like, yes, I'm gonna blind buy this purchase. And since I was in New York City, I was like, might as well sniff it out and then purchase it on the spot. Well, lo and behold, this fragrance made Petroleum look like a sissy. And I did not come away with Petroleum, but I actually came away with this guy right here. Now, this is from a brand that I've had my eye, we'll say my nose on for a few years now. And I've been wanting to purchase from their line, and this line is called Histoire de Parfum. They have a very interesting line, and once they released this other line under their name, which is called the Edition Rare, which means, of course, edition rare, which is a little pricier than their regular line, which they released Petroleum. They released 3 fragrances actually. And I smelled Petroleum and the other 2, and I fell in love with this one. This one is called Eberum. Now, this one is an amber-based fragrance. This thing is absolutely off the wall. This is probably, I would say, out of this whole haul, I would say this is one of my favorites. Probably top 3. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. It definitely made Petroleum in the store smell weak, and definitely not worth my money. This one was worth my money by far. I really enjoyed this one. Very complex fragrance. If you can sniff the Histoire de Parfum line, sniff it. Sniff this one too. Alright, guys, this is unique, and that's why I really like this one. It's very unique. It's well done. It's very dark. Of course, it's got amber in it, but you know what else it's got? It's got oud, you oud lovers out there. It's got leather. It's got a strong leather note. It almost has, I would say, a petroleum note in it, which Petroleum didn't have. So it makes it really, really dark. Leather, oud, petroleum, amber. Can I make it smell even better to you guys? It has an animalistic feel to it, definitely. Very nice, it's unique, it's gorgeous. This thing is a winner. It was well worth my money. I think it was $185 for that bottle. I would gladly pay Creed pricing. I would double the money on this thing and purchase it. It's that good. Go check it out, especially guys that, you know, you're looking for a winter, fall fragrance. That one is great. Let's go to another great fragrance in this haul, and this is from the house of Christian Dior. Now, most of you are like, Christian Dior, this is not a niche house, Mark. Well, it's from their, of course, their exclusive line. This is Leather Oud. This is another fragrance that I purchased in NYC. I went to the two boutiques, the Chanel and the Dior. I smelled their whole exclusive line, both Chanel and Dior, and this is the only bottle I came out with. It was really, there was a few from the Dior house that I really wanted, and there's a few also from Chanel, but this is the one that I had to get. And this is a gorgeous fragrance. This is actually my first fragrance from the Dior exclusive line, we'll say. Now, Leather Oud, very woody, very strong, of course. There's leather in here, very strong leather, of course, in the name. There's oud. It's beautiful. There's almost like an animalistic feel to it. There's a little bit of spice, I would say maybe like a pepper. It's very much complex. Dark, smoky, everything I'm looking for a winter fragrance. Leather Oud has it. Absolutely gorgeous from Dior and a winner in my books. Let's get to the House of Creed. Now this is the one that is getting a lot of 50-50 as far as feedback goes, and this is Royal Oud, their newest fragrance in the line. I've smelt this before in Toronto, I believe. I sniffed it out of the bottle, I didn't put it on my skin, and I came unimpressed, actually. And this is why it took me so long to actually purchase it. Usually I purchase these Creeds right off the bat. But from sniffing it a few more times now before this video, now, Creed, you gotta know, they make subtle fragrances. If you're looking for a Montal-like oud, forget about it. This is really almost like an oud that I would wear in the fall, strictly. I really think that it's good in the cool weather, but I think, you know, fall, spring almost, I would wear this. It's a subtle oud fragrance. There's a much more incense than oud in this fragrance, to be honest. There's some spice. Really, with all these notes, you'd think that it would really be dark and you know, spicy and oud and some incense. You'd think it'd be much darker and much more potent, but it's really weak, subtle, just like Creed does, correct? It would be too weak for a Canadian winter in my eyes. I really think this is going to be more of a fall, spring fragrance for me. But my final projection on this one, I think, is Creed quality. Yes, it's well done, well balanced. If you're looking for something that's powerful, look elsewhere. This is not your run-of-the-mill, typical, in-your-face oud fragrance. This is more of a tame beast. But again, it has that Creed quality that it's smooth. And you know what? I think this is actually one of their winners for fall. They don't have too many great fall scents. They're more of a summer-spring scents for me. And Royal Oud is going to be into the mix in the fall seasons for Creed. So that gives them a slight winner, we'll say, in the fall time. All right, next is from the houses of from the house of Naso Mato. I'm going to check out Juro and Pardon. So let's take a look at Juro, and these are very interesting. This is Juro. Here's the cap. Sorry, they're right in front of me. I'm not showing the camera again. Let's take a sniff at Juro. Now, I'm from Naso Mato, guys. I was a huge thinker of Naso Mato as a one and done deal. I really loved Black Afghano, but I thought, this is one of those houses that's just one and done. The rest of the line, I'm not even going to bother. And Miguel really got me going with this line. He's like, check out the rest of the line. They're actually pretty decent. So Juro, he's been hyping up Juro and Pardon, and I said, blind buy, let's go. Let's smell Juro. And right off the bat, heavy woods. This is a woody-based fragrance. There's definitely there's some spice, there's some leather in here. It's going to be a fall and winter fragrance. All right, final estimation. I think this is, you gotta love your woody scents with Juro. I really think it's a woody, leather-based fragrance. These Nasomatos are really up in your face, so be careful with the sprayer. Juro is decent. It's nothing out there that I've not smelt before, so it's not that unique, to be honest with you guys. Is it worth the cash? That is, of course, to you, not up to me, but I really think it is quality, but it's nothing different in the game. Next is Pardon, their newest release, and I'm excited about this one. This one has been compared to L'Instant de Guerlain Extreme, and it seems like everything that's been coming out in 2011 has been compared to L'Instant de Guerlain Extreme. You know, you got Cocorico from Jean-Paul Gaultier, you got this one. Everybody's trying to do like a chocolatey fragrance here. Let's smell Pardon and see what you get. All right. Pardon. Sandalwood. Oud. A little bit of floral. The chocolate's there, like a cocoa-like feel. Loud, like Nasomato does. Well done. Again, nothing unique in the game. It's not very different, and but it is well done. And I actually like Pardon. If I had to pick between Pardon and Juro, it would probably be actually Juro. I actually like the woods more than Pardon with the sandalwood chocolate combo. Both very, very good, but you gotta ask yourself, is it unique and is it worth that price? I still stick to my guns and say Black Afghano is the rock star of the Nasomato line. So guys, this is part 4 of my niche haul. Part 5, stay tuned. I got 3 surprises for you, and then of course Évasion Barbare and Pure Distance M, so keep it locked in. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, welcome to the 5th and final installment of my niche fragrance haul for January 2012. If you missed the previous 4 installments, I'll put a link down below so you can check out those videos. But in this video, I am going to be stiffing out Pure Distance M, Évasion Barbare. I know a lot of people have been waiting to see what I think of those 2 fragrances. And I'm going to be actually looking at 3 other fragrances from fragrance houses that have not been tackled on YouTube. So it's going to be their first mention. And I purchased 1 bottle from each one of those houses to introduce them to YouTube. So let's go and let's sniff out those fragrances. Alright guys, let's start off this video with the much anticipated, hyped up Pure Distance M. So here's the bottle, guys. I actually refuse to call this the bottle. This is more like a really nice sample vial. There's only 17.5 milliliters worth of juice in here. You know how much this retails for? $200. So very, very expensive stuff. Now Pure Distance M actually has an interesting backstory with me. I was really interested in this fragrance way back in 2011 when I was really gung-ho about getting as little juice for as a big price as I can. That's when I was really into, you know, the Nasomatos. This guy, I actually got a few more up my sleeve that I'm keeping in the background here that I'll be purchasing later on. You're gonna see a lot of these fragrances coming in with, you know, little bottles with like pretty pricey price tags. But it was between this and Black Afghano. I remember it correctly last year, and this I never smelled before. It was going to be a blind buy. It was $198 for this one. They didn't have the 100 ml bottle, and of course Black Afghano, I got my first sample of it. I was excited, but Lucky Scent was sold out and it was going for ridiculous prices online. And I remember it correctly, it was in the summer. I was reading up on base notes on Pure Distance M and I was ready to pull the trigger when Lucky Scent finally had a small batch of Black Afghano available. They emailed me. It was only $165 back then. Now Black Afghano is $185, so the price actually changed. And well, Black Afghano was cheaper than this. This was $200. It was going to be a blind buy. I wasn't too sure. The notes weren't really appealing to me, and I pulled the trigger on Black Afghano. Best decision of my life, I'll tell you guys right now. But I decided, I told myself, you know what, next time I go overseas, this one's next in line. And I did purchase it. When I went overseas, I blind bought this right away on Lucky Scent. And then my man Miguel did a video, made it his #1 winter, I think. And our Facebook groups just went crazy. We got splits. I think even people bought 100 milliliter bottles, those $600 bottles, and split that. This thing was hyped up. to the max. The hype train is still running on this thing. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are waiting to purchase this and see what I think about it. So I'm going to let you guys know what I think about Pure Distance M. Let's take a sniff of this one. Now, nice presentation though. I gotta admit, is it worth $200 for this much juice? Of course, it's up to the buyer. It's up to you. I really don't buy into fragrances that are overhyped. Well, you know, it's overhyped. It depends who you listen to. If you listen to people, like if you're a really huge follower of myself, Miguel, or other fragrance reviewers, and you just buy everything that we say that is great, well, you know, that's your decision, right? I don't think any fragrance is overhyped. Yeah, some people might just go overboard, but that's the way it works. That's marketing, guys. So let's smell Pure Distance M. Now this one, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've smelt it before. I could not just let this sit for a few weeks. I had to smell it before I shoot the video. I smelt it on paper and I could not believe what I smelled. I was, okay, this, I had to put it on my skin. So I put it on my skin a few times and I'll let you guys know what I think of it. I'm gonna spray it on this little piece of paper here now and I'll let you guys know. This opening is absolutely disgusting. It is horrible. This introduction almost made me want to cry that I blind bought Pure Distance M. I'm being 100% honest with you guys. There's, you know, Mark the man that, you know, says this is not my type of juice, and then there's me, the reviewer, that needs to let you guys know if it's quality, even though it's not my genre. It starts off with a curried spice. If someone's cooking in the kitchen with curry, this is what this smells like. This is absolutely not what I want to smell like. This is not a good thing. It is warm. I'll give it that. It's warm and it'll be good for winter and fall day. Definitely. It's not great by any means. I'll tell you, this introduction is absolutely horrendous to me. Now, after smelling that, I was like, okay, I gotta try this on my skin. I gotta give this a chance. I have to. This is probably the worst buy of my life. So I tried it on my skin, and I'm gonna admit a few things about this fragrance. I'll let you guys know. The development on this fragrance gets a little better when it dries down. Is it that much better that I'm going to be wearing this fragrance? No. I really think that the curried spice is really in my nose the whole way through this fragrance, almost up to the end of the fragrance. Now, one great thing about Pure Distance M, and for the price that I'm paying, is that it has longevity. It does have lots of longevity. It lasted a good 14 hours on wearings, sometimes a full day, and that is great. So if this is one of those fragrances that does get you excited, you absolutely enjoy it, it's going to be worth your money. It's got the longevity. It does get a little milder on the dry down, so I'm not, you know, if you've smelt this, I do not like the introduction of this, and it does get a little milder on the dry down, and I kind of enjoyed it, but I'm not a huge fan of this fragrance, unfortunately. I'm not one to say things are overpriced or overhyped. It's all about the budget, it's all about you. If you think it's worth your money, great. Overhyped, it all depends about quality. I say that it is quality juice. It's not up my alley, to be honest with you guys. Unfortunately, Pure Distance M is a big zero for me. Waste of money. Next is from the house of Parfum MDCI. You must have seen this a few times in my videos. Why? Because I'm actually really excited about this fragrance. This one is called Invasion Barbare. This one is, again, no joke on the Richter scale. This is very expensive juice, especially if you want to get this little guy on here. But I couldn't get the bottle without him. This is absolutely stunning, stunning presentation. I really enjoyed the presentation of this fragrance. Let's sniff this one out. And again, I cheated on this one. You know, these two I was super excited about. I had to sniff them. Actually, Invasion Barbare I've worn actually on my skin a few times, 2-3 times, full wearings. I wore it out actually. I was really impressed with it. I'm going to let you guys know what I think about it. This is a very nice fragrance. It's got lavender, violets, it's got a little bit of citrus, some vanilla, but not too much of every note. It's very well balanced. It smells like a classic fragrance. I think this is a great signature scent. I really would wear this daily, a signature scent. It's a classic fragrance, but it's a masterpiece. I don't think I've smelt anything this fresh, this well blended together. Yeah, the notes in here, I've smelt, you know, some sort of rendition like this, but not this way. This is definitely a masterpiece in my eyes, and it's a great choice for a daily wear signature scent. And for the price, if you're into the high class stuff, give this a sniff. This could be actually your signature scent for work. And if it is, then it's actually worth it because you're going to be wearing it every day. I also have smelt Amber Topkapi from the brand Pierre Bourdon fragrance. They have 2 men's fragrances, and this one is the masterpiece from the brand. Amber didn't do it for me at all. Amber is subpar, and especially for the price, for me, was a no-go. So this one is definitely the jewel of the whole brand. Invention Barbare, believe the hype on that one. Definitely nicely done. Go on base notes and see what people are saying about that one. It's a good one, and I agree. Now, the 3 fragrances of the brands that I really wanted to introduce to YouTube. Most of these are actually blind buys. I just felt like these are the ones that are the most interesting to me, and I'm gonna let you guys know. First and foremost, this is the brand of Alexa Lixfeld. This is what the bottle looks like. It kind of reminds me of Nasomato, and this is one of those fragrances that I was interested in when I was looking at smaller fragrances. And this looks like a concrete block. Very, very nice presentation. I really like it. The box was horrible. I'll be honest with you guys, when I do a full review, you'll see the box, you'll be like, what the hell? And this is an EDP concentration, so it's nothing crazy. I believe this was going for 120. This one's called 003. They have 4 fragrances in the brand, and this is the one that I was actually interested in. This one and 002. But I decided to blind buy 003. And this one, let's take a sniff at it. And right off the bat, you can smell a citrus, cinnamon, rosemary. There's some vanilla, a little bit of spice here kicking around. Not terribly unique, to be honest with you guys, but well balanced, well done. If you miss out on this, you're not missing much, to be honest with you. But it's well blended, and I think someone would really, really enjoy this one. I'll wear this one. This one's actually really, really good. 003, nothing too crazy, but well done and well balanced. All right, guys. Next house that I really wanted to introduce to YouTube is a house called So Oud. And with the oud thing rolling around, you know, that's the big thing right now in 2011, 2012. This one I discovered again in 2011 or early 2011 when I was looking for, you know, just a little bit of juice, skyrocketed price. I stumbled upon this brand, and this was the bottle that I was really, really interested in. They have, each fragrance has 2 different concentrations. You got the EDP and then you got the Parfum Nectar. And I decided, hey, you know me, I had to go with the smallest one with the heavier concentration, and this one is called Asmar. And this is 30 ml of juice, beautiful presentation, comes in a nice box, gold cap, very heavy cap, I'll be honest with you guys. Very, very nice. And this is the Parfumier from the niche house Nez à Nez. So if you've heard of Nez à Nez, this is the same Parfumier that started this brand. And let's sniff this one out. I'm really interested in this brand, and this juice definitely came out, I believe, when I was reading up on it, it was a gourmandish fragrance. So I was like, oud, gourmand, let's do this. And right off the bat, this is potent stuff. This is going to last on my skin, longevity, projection. I have no doubt in my mind that this one's going to be a beast. Right off the bat, you can smell a sweet chocolate enveloping the oud. You can smell the oud, but the chocolate's really overpowering it. There's some amber in here, and there's almost like a coffee aroma, and a lot of people do smell chocolate and coffee sometimes. in fragrances. There's a little bit of a fruitiness to it, very hint, like a grape-like vibe that I'm sniffing here. And there's a lot of tobacco in the background. Now, think about that. Tobacco, amber, a little bit of fruitiness, a coffee-like aroma, oud, sweet chocolate. Now, this smells good. Get a sample of that one. This is absolutely a gorgeous fragrance, a winner for me. I'm really happy that I blind bought that fragrance. That one, I trusted my nose on that one. That was a good one. Good purchase. And the last but not least of this whole fragrance haul, this one I was very much excited about. This is, I'll be honest, my most expensive blind buy that I've ever done in my entire fragrance life. But I was really excited about this fragrance. This is from the House of Agonist, and this is their fragrance called, this one's really heavy, called Infidèle. Now this is the presentation. It comes with a whole presentation, and this does not come with a sprayer. This is actually a top that I have to pop off. Pop off the top, the juice is inside, and they give you this little guy. You dip that in there, and then you apply it like that. No sprayer. Don't drop the bottle. This thing's heavy. Don't drop it. So what I'm going to do with this guy, this is a brand that I've been sniffing out, been wanting to sniff out for a long time. They're very pricey, especially when you buy these hand-blown bottles. There's a whole history on it. This is absolutely, the bottle itself, my camera won't do justice. Even if it's 1080p, it still won't do it justice. You gotta see it. I'm gonna use this little stick here and apply some on there because I can't put it in on my post-it note here. Now I'm gonna apply it on my hand here. And this is going to be my scent of the day today, which is fine with me. This is, I've sniffed it a few times since buying it. Oh, this is gorgeous. There's a labdanum in here, and it's definitely in the forefront. It's nice, smooth, leather, suede-like. There's a lot of floral notes going here and there, so it's very much a unisex, but I think the leather really ties it all together. There's a little bit of citrus here to give it a little bit of punch. Basically, well balanced and well done. If you see the price of these fragrances, you're buying it basically for the bottle. If you do a little bit of research on this brand, the juices, you can actually get refill juices that just come, I think the juice itself is like $100 for the little refill, or $150 or so. But the bottles are very expensive, and they're very much unique. This one is probably, the bottle itself is going to be on my top shelf. Very nice presentation. But it's all about the juice, right? And this is actually well done, well balanced, well done. And I can't wait to sniff this one on my skin a little bit more. So guys, this is my fragrance haul. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. 5 parts. I'll be back with actually worst 10 fragrances released in 2011. So watch out for that video. I'm going to let you guys know what the stinkers for 2011 were. Thanks for watching.